What it do, everybody? It's your boy LOG from Where There's Smoke. Here with another impromptu stream. Some big news. Supposedly, Bill Gates is going down. I don't know if this is legit or it's hard for me to believe. But we have some news articles, we have some sources, and we have a video from RFK at the Trump rally. So I'm gonna get into it. Check the sound and audio as always, and then we're gonna get into it. Hopefully this is legit, and that'd be crazy. So let's get into it.
It's that Centex boys, and we're out here, and we got something to say. Man, what the fuck is going on with the world nowadays? People going crazy over little things. Another day.
Hopefully this is legit.
Another day I gotta go ahead and do something I wanna do. Ain't no one wanna do it for me. This world can be so lonely. To the top, looking back at all the lives that were lost on the way. Another day, just to pray, forget the pain. What the fuck is up with the world nowadays? People going crazy over little things. Is it even Sunday? Jesus saves. Thank God I'm blessed to see another day. Gotta go ahead and do something I wanna do. Ain't no one wanna do it for me. This world can be so lonely. To the top, looking back at all the lives that were lost on the way. Another day, just to pray, forget the pain. What the fuck is up with the world nowadays? People going crazy over little things. Is it even Sunday? Jesus saves. Thank God I'm blessed to see another day. Never know when you're gonna lose your life someday. There's a price to be paid, way worth than gold. Evilness wanna take your soul. Wake up, when you gonna wake up? The finger is pointing too close to home. Always attacking when alone. Even started taking our phones just to pray, forget the pain. What the fuck is up with the world nowadays? People going crazy over little things. Is it even Sunday? Jesus saves. Thank God I'm blessed to see another day.
You didn't like me Sunday.
I got unity in my circle.
Where was your unity for me on Sunday?
I don't like you right now.
All right, everybody, we're back. I don't know what it was, but I saw something about Star recently. And anyway, it kind of made me look up some of like his stuff back in the day, why he got fired from Hot 97 or whatever, and or maybe it was even the station before that. But he said something like crazy about DJ Envy's kids and all this and that. But anyway, I went back and watched one of Star's broadcasts about a year ago whenever DJ Envy was getting caught up with all the real estate stuff, because I wanted to see, because I never knew that the reason Star got kicked off of radio was because of Envy or something he said about Envy's kids. So when Envy went down over that whole real estate thing, or there was all that drama, I don't know if he ever went down or like anything ever happened, but there was all that drama about Envy being a real estate scammer back in the day. Star made a video and was just loving himself. He's like, we got him. He's like, we don't got him, but we got him on the ropes. And that's kind of how I feel about Gates. I guess that was a long intro and all this explaining, but like, that's how I feel about Gates. We don't got him, but we got him on the ropes. So anyway, let's watch these videos, look at these news articles, and hopefully this is legitimate. I'd love to see someone like Gates get punished for lying to us all and basically poisoning all of us during COVID. If you remember what was going on during that time, you know that like shit was crazy and you couldn't even really say much about it online without your shit getting banned or censored or that sort of thing. So it's good to see some repercussions take place now. And we'll just kind of see what happens. And, there's some negative I could say, but overall, all in all, I feel like this is a positive and a net win. Even though I feel like there are other hidden powers and powers that be that are never going to get taken down. I guess it's better than nothing. Kind of what I was getting at just a few seconds ago. So let's get into the videos and the news articles, and y'all let me know what y'all think. So, let's see. Okay. Yeah, what the hell? We'll start with this.
Kennedy Jr.
This is RFK Jr. at the Trump rally in Georgia today. Not sure what time. Probably says only an hour ago. So, or one says about 3 hours ago. So within the last, couple hours.
Give a big welcome to Robert Kennedy Jr.
I'm going to play this at 1.25 speed, at least in the beginning.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. USA, 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 USA. You know, I was driving down here today from Atlanta, and I read an article from the New York Times that Bill Gates had just donated $50 million to Kamala Harris's campaign. And the article said that it was the first donation that he's made in 20 years, that he stayed out of politics, that he's been bipartisan. It was a dark money donation. He didn't intend for it to be public. He routed the donation through a 501c4, which was an organization that was set up to conceal large money donations to the Harris campaign. Now,
Ooh.
he said, when the Times asked him, he said he had donated zero in the 2020 campaign when President Biden was running against President Trump. And he said this campaign is different than any other. And so he felt the need to do this. Now, do you think Bill Gates made that donation out of a patriotic impulse? Do you think he made it out of a humanitarian impulse? Do you think he made it because he wants global health? Or because he wants to make America healthy again? Well, there was something else, another article about Bill Gates that came out today that said he's just been indicted. He's been indicted in the Netherlands for lying to the public about the COVID vaccine.
Wow.
And he's going to have to go to trial. Do you think that he wants to go to trial here in the United States of America? Do you think maybe that's one of the reasons he chose to give $50 million to Kamala Harris? Oh, I want to point out somebody who's in the audience tonight. She's a woman named Sherry Peebles.
I mean, that's all we need from this video. Wow. He dropped the bomb on me. I don't know what he says during the other 20 minutes of this speech, but Bill Gates getting indicted in the Netherlands works for me. Wow. Let's I have a few news articles. I think this one was just Google, and then I have a few others. The next 4 after this were all from Ground News, who I got from Nick Shirley, which is supposed to be Ground News is supposed to be an independent, impartial news site that has articles from neutral sites and from the left and from the right, and they try to do it all and be unbiased completely. So I have several articles from them that seem legit, that we'll kind of go over, read, and just kind of give our initial reaction, and y'all get in the chat and let me know what y'all think. I think this is a pretty big deal for people that do real crooked stuff that affects literally everyone in the world. Need to be held accountable. This is a really big, good step in the right direction as far as I'm concerned. and we could always ask for more, but I'll take a slice of cake as opposed to just being mad that I didn't eat the whole cake at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, something's better than nothing when it comes to getting the real criminals and the real creeps up out of here. So, let's see. A Dutch court has ruled that billionaire and global vaccine proponent Bill Gates will face trial in the Netherlands over his involvement in misleading the public about the safety of the COVID-19 vaccines. And again, this is the Gateway Pundit. The title of the article is Bill Gates ordered to stand trial in Netherlands in November over COVID vaccine injury claims, ordered to pay legal costs as Dutch court dismisses jurisdiction claim. He tried to claim they didn't have any jurisdiction to get this thing dismissed. We'll read that here in a minute, I'm sure. The case, brought forward by 7 plaintiffs who claim to have suffered vaccine injuries, marks a significant blow to Gates, who has been a key figure in pushing the COVID-19 vaccination efforts worldwide. According to the Dutch newspaper De Telegraaf, the plaintiffs filed a lawsuit last year naming Gates, along with former Dutch Prime Minister and current NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte, spelled R-U-T-T-E, members of the Dutch government's COVID-19 outbreak management team, Pfizer CEO Albert I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce it. It's Albert Bourla, and the Dutch state itself. I ain't fucking around in the Netherlands. And it's funny how none of this has hit any kind of big mainstream news over here in the US. Gates is one of the experts who made several claims about the COVID experimental vaccines. They said the vaccine would stop transmission. They said the vaccinated could quit wearing a mask. They said the vaccinated would not get sick. They said the vaccinated would not die. Yeah. So, according to the lawsuit, the agenda including pushing the vaccines that were known to be unsafe. This agenda included pushing vaccines. The plaintiffs claim that they were deceived into taking these dangerous injections, and the consequences have been devastating. Physical and mental injuries have allegedly plagued them since receiving the vaccine. So, if we were paying attention over here in America, we knew the whole time people were trying to warn the majority and they didn't want to listen. They thought we were just dumb conspiracy retards. Turns out we were right. But the powers that be that were lying and pushing this, they would say one thing, then they would backtrack and say that, just like this says up here, what did they say? They said it would stop transmission. Then they said didn't have to wear a mask. Then they said you might get it, but you wouldn't get sick from it. Then they said you might get sick from it if you had the vaccine, but you wouldn't die. And then they had to retract that statement. It's like everything it was supposed to do, stop transmission, stop you from getting real sick, stop you from dying. It didn't do any of those things. And there was people that even covered the thing that said the mask didn't work if it was dirty or wet, or if you were in a room with someone for more than 15 minutes, the mask didn't matter. There were all these things. There were restaurants that would ask you to go in with a mask, and then when you sit down at your table, take it off. Like, there was all this weird shit. There was no definition of what a mask was. You could wear a bandana or a mask or anything. There was no guideline for what constituted a mask at that time. It was just wear your mask. Y'all remember Paul Rudd? And you shut up and wear your mask. So this is definitely like what would you call it? Propaganda. This is not a bad article. Oh, and it even has the court documents here. So I'm going to go ahead and actually right now, as I'm streaming, I'm going to put the link to this article in the live stream description so that if anyone wants to, because I'm kind of rushing through it and glossing over it because I want to get to the other articles, which I'm sure have more of the same. But one of these news articles also has like a video in it that has like some good stuff that I've checked out, about half of it, so that I want to hit. So I'm skipping over this one a little quickly, but I'm putting the link in the description. Let me do. Yeah, I put it in there for y'all. That way, if y'all want to check out this first website we're looking at, y'all can go check out. Go check that out. So this is weird, wild stuff. 2024, baby. The court ruled that Gates, who attempted to have the case dismissed or contest the court's jurisdiction, was in the wrong. His legal challenge was dismissed, and as a result, he has been ordered to pay the legal fees of the plaintiffs, which is like $1,000. Gates must comply or must pay these court costs within 14 days or face further penalties. The next hearing is November 27th of this year. They are not fucking around. Alright, website number 2, SGT report. Maybe Sergeant report, not sure. Judge orders Bill Gates to stand trial for murdering millions via mRNA jabs. They are not fucking around. Oh, this might be... Oh, this was the one with the video. So let me start this video over and we'll watch it together. Yeah, I was about a third of the way through. I was kind of skipping some of it because not all of it pertains to what we're watching. But this is on Rumble. Shout out Rumble. But this is, again, Sergeant Report from today. I'm also going to link this in the video description. So, again, if y'all want to go check this out for yourselves, more than welcome to. All right. Let's see. Went ahead and linked that in the description of the video. Well, let's watch this video together. Let's see what y'all think.
For decades, Bill Gates has committed crimes in broad daylight, conducting experiments on vulnerable children in Africa and India, masterminding a global vaccine rollout linked to millions of deaths, all while advancing a chilling agenda rooted in eugenics and depopulation. So how has he managed to get away with it for so long? He's the major funder behind global health organizations, buying himself free rein to do as he pleases. He bankrolls mainstream media, ensuring they never report on him negatively. And he sits at the top of globalist institutions, including the WEF, forming tight alliances with other powerful members of the cabal. But now, a brave judge in the Netherlands has ordered Bill Gates to stand trial, and Gates is terrified. How do we know? Because Gates begged the judge to dismiss the case, arguing that if he's held to justice in the Netherlands, there'll be a contagion effect, his words, and the rest of the world will demand that he's brought to justice for his crimes against humanity. Before we dive in, join the People's Voice Locals community if you haven't already, and sign up to become a member of the world's first ever cyber nation that truly believes in life, liberty, and the pursuit of your dreams. Visit joson.com and click the Join Us button today. It's completely free. Gates, the psychopathic globalist mastermind, has been hiding in plain sight for decades, working overtime to further the eugenics and depopulation agenda he inherited from his father, Bill Gates Sr., who served on the board of Planned Parenthood. This is the same man who owns a mosquito factory in Colombia, and who regularly dumps his pride and joy on American population centers, and then orders the mainstream media to lie through their teeth about his role in the outbreak of exotic diseases in the same locations his mosquitoes were deployed. Bill Gates may think he's untouchable, but his time is running out. In the US, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has made it his mission to expose the crime.
I wish I could trap Bill Gates in a room with a dangerous animal. This motherfucker dropping mosquitoes on us? What a fucking horror.
Crimes of the globalist elite, with Bill Gates at the top of his lists. And when Trump wins in November, RFK Jr. will finally have the power to take Gates down like never before. But Gates' problems have already begun. During a recent trip to London, England, he got a glimpse of the growing anger against him, as crowds demanded his arrest for crimes against humanity everywhere he went.
crazy when thousands or maybe even hundreds in this, or hundreds would be less, but hundreds, maybe even thousands, what I should have said, want this man arrested, and you have the police all protecting him when it's like the will of the people want y'all to arrest him. It's like so funny. How much longer are 10 or 20 people going to be able to protect the one or two evil ones when the hundreds of thousands want them dead? Not much longer, I don't think. Doesn't seem like. They are on his ass. They're not having that, like Hawk and Chris Ward. Man, that has a nice ring to it.
Meanwhile, in the Netherlands, people are rising up against him in the courtrooms, demanding he face justice for destroying their health with fraudulent mRNA vaccines administered as part of the Great Reset.
Bij de rechtbank Leeuwarden ligt de grote en...
The Lee, I might butcher the pronunciation of this, but y'all can see it on screen. The Leeuwarden Court has the major and historic task...
Een historische taak om de
of thoroughly investigating the facts regarding the project COVID-19, the Great Reset.
feiten met betrekking tot het project COVID-19, the Great Reset, waarvan de
of which the preferred reality, which is an important element,
de werkelijkheid onderdeel is, tot op de bodem uit te zoeken en daadwerkelijk
and to be entirely committed to truth-finding.
aan waarheidsvinding te doen.
De gedaagden zijn Bill Gates, Boerla, Jansen en Van Kant, Hofstra, Van Dissel, Koopmans, Rutte, Kaag, De Jonge, Kuipers, Gommers, Hoekstra, Van Nieuwenhuizen, Siebesma.
They are even suing the state of the Netherlands, their own
en de
country.
staat der Nederlanden.
Dutch lawyer Arno van Kessel is representing victims of Gates.
They are not
And he
fucking
points
around.
out that the Dutch government has gone on the record admitting that the COVID pandemic was a military-grade psyop, involving mass formation psychosis to control the narrative and influence the behaviour of the public. According to the Dutch government, the psyop was about manipulating facts and misleading the public to spread Bill Gates and the global elite's preferred reality.
En raakte de kern van deze bodemprocedure. Ik wil toch graag hierbij opmerken dat in een uitzending van Wakker Nederland op zondag, dus WNL op zondag, de generaal-majoor buitendienst, wat hij zei, feiten we volgens...
Tegenwoordig, dat is een activiteit van strategisch belang. Dat is het manipuleren van feiten en gebeurtenissen, zodat je een preferente werkelijkheid bij je eigen bevolking, bij je tegenstander en bij het internationale publiek neerlegt. Daar zitten we middenin.
Een preferente werkelijkheid.
Eerdere COVID-19 mRNA-injecties.
19 de Great Reset. Dus dat wilden we toch niet onvermeld laten. Ja, maar dat heeft echt te maken met...
De bodemprocedure. Wat is daarin wel de volgende stap?
Ja, Charles, laat mij er dit over zeggen. We zijn inderdaad afgeweken even van de eerste vraag. Ja, maar dat heeft echt te maken met de uitermate belangrijke veranderingen en de voortzetting van het niet.
As Arno von Kessel explained, Gates argued that the judge has no jurisdiction over him. But last week, on October the 16th, the judge issued a ruling against Bill Gates. Because of Gates' work with the WHO and the WF in the Netherlands, the court does have jurisdiction over him, and they are demanding he appear in person to defend himself. The charges against Gates and the cabal could not be more serious. The Dutch understand that they are dealing with a criminal operation which intentionally poisoned the bloodstream of humanity with a view to reducing the global population.
Over het wereldwijde project COVID-19.
This is crazy. Again, this is a 27-minute video, and they're talking in a different language for most of it. Even though it does have subtitles and stuff. So feel free to go watch this. This is again on SGT Report. Put the link in the description. And yeah, they're getting serious, it seems like. Let's see if there's anything else that we haven't heard or seen. Let's see. Not really, more of the same, it seems like. This is another website, though, the WLT report. Bill Gates to stand trial for involving COVID-19. Just adds more legitimacy to it. I'll put this, doesn't have anything new, but I'll put the link to this in the description as well. Oh shit. Just in case, just to add credibility and in case the other stories get taken down or something. Yeah, this is crazy. Hard for me to believe, honestly. I mean, I've known this guy was not known, but had strong suspicion and has been in conspiracy circles and truther circles that Bill Gates is scum for years and years and years. We've all but known that he's no good. So this is not a surprise that he's this that he could go down for this, but it's a surprise that it's happening big time. Even if your name is Bill Gates, you still have to go to court. In remarks shared with DeAndre Krant, Arno Van Kessel, one of the plaintiff's attorneys, welcomed the ruling. In its verdict, the court has clearly recorded the basis of our conclusions of claim. Dutch attorney, don't even know, told the defendant it is quite interesting that the plaintiffs filed the lawsuit in Leeuwarden instead of The Hague, where normally all cases against the government related to COVID are filed. In general, COVID-19 court cases have been very unsuccessful in the Netherlands. There's a slim chance it will be successful. She added, I think most judges support the COVID-19 vaccination agenda and will find it hard to believe the vaccinations have caused injuries. So we have a long way to go regardless of the case. Yeah, everyone's drinking the Kool-Aid. Everyone's a fucking dumbass. That's the thing. Nowadays times, it's so hard to prove anything. People just believe what the fuck they want to believe. Well, this is all very interesting, but yeah, I find it hard to believe that anything's going to happen to him. Here's another website, 100%fedup.com. It's interesting. It's interesting that RFK dropped it though. You know, it's broke through to some sort of main big stream news in the US, and maybe all the evidence that they can pile will be enough to where the judges have to take a serious look at it, and or even if they don't do what's right, if it's something that's compiled this well and it's all court documents that come out afterwards, it'll be good evidence for us to break apart. Let's see what it even says right here. Yeah, I think when the case is over, we'll have the good stuff to pick apart because they're gonna have to present a bunch of evidence against him. So I think even kind of doing our work for us as truthers, if we're being lazy, but I would love to see the outcome of this, and if nothing else, all the evidence they bring forward, and then it just comes down to an individual. You're presented with the evidence, you're presented with the circumstances and what happened and how it looks. Now, what are you gonna think, and who are you gonna trust? Who are you gonna call? So I don't know. There seems to be. I'm obviously what you would call a conspiracy theorist or a truther, and it's just really interesting what is the key, maybe few factors that really determine someone thinking that way, and it comes down to the way you view the world and you interpret things at some point. that you're willing to take a second look, and I don't know. I really want to try to hammer down um what makes someone unplug from the system. So anyway, very interesting. We'll see if Gates really goes down. If not, I think it was really interesting that RFK dropped that at a Trump rally. And in the past, if that was something that like the independent guy was like, RFK said a bunch of stuff that's like conspiracy stuff and truther stuff. So in the past, if the third party guy said a bunch of that stuff at his rallies to get his people ramped up, it would be good, but it really wouldn't matter. And maybe a few people would learn some new facts or something, but it wouldn't change anything. But now that everything is video and everything that's said by, especially by someone important like him, is immediately put out for everyone to consume, it's like when you say these things that are truther narratives or conspiracy narratives that maybe are true, when you put them out there like that, it's not just going to hit your splash in the pan few third party candidate supporters. It's going to hit everywhere, and it has some credibility when it's someone that big. So and that's credibility to people that still believe in the system because he's big in the system. I don't care about the system. So there's different, what's credible, what means something is credible to me is different than what's credible, but I'm trying to appeal to the people that are still plugged in and say to someone that you still believe in at this point that's credible, look at what he's saying. So I don't know if that's a good angle to try to convince people that are still plugged in, but that's the best way that I know. And it's interesting when the people that are in the system contradict each other. So that's kind of what that is, if that makes sense. So we'll see what happens with Gates. And you know, I think it was super interesting that RFK said that, and I'd be interested to see if he has any other big things that he says before the election, and if Trump wins, if he's going to be working for Trump. How's that going to go? That's going to be an exciting 4 years with him in a big spotlight role. But as we know, Trump is prone to fire people, and things can go wrong, and who knows. But it's interesting with RFK in the fold, is what I'll say. It's added another element that I'm interested to watch and see how that goes. So we'll see with Bill Gates. Even in that article, it was saying it's unlikely anything will happen, but it'll be interesting to see all the findings that they present to the court, all the evidence against. Because probably if I would have been paying more attention, like if I would have been documenting, because I was paying attention, but I wasn't documenting stuff during COVID. It's probably the kind of stuff that I would say that I documented, but then maybe they have facts behind it and research as well. But I feel like it's a lot of the stuff that I was saying at that time that they're gonna bring back around, so it's gonna refresh it for me, which will be good. And then maybe some facts and like research and evidence and numbers behind it, stuff like research has been done. So with like experiments and shit, not just. That's what I meant by research. But yeah, we'll see what happens with Gates. We'll see what happens with RFK. I saw this. One of my Facebook friends shared this. The RFK said this at the rally, and I thought, man, I gotta jump on this tonight, make a video, see about RFK name dropping Bill Gates, and see if there's legitimacy to it, and just kind of give my take on it. I'd love to see it happen, but. I'd love to see it happen. Then we can talk about what it means and if it is enough. So I guess that's kind of what I'm getting at. But yeah, if you caught the stream, thanks for tuning in. And I'm gonna try to get more political stuff this week. I know, the campaign's coming to a end this last 2 weeks, so I'm gonna try to cover as much Nick Shirley stuff, reacting to street interviews and stuff, while it's still relevant and while people are still entertained by it, and before people get sick of it. Because I know after the election. We're probably going to be ready to move on to the holidays and just kind of chill out for a month or two and let things get back to normal. So, yeah, over the next 2 weeks, I'll probably be covering a lot of the election stuff and try to, because there's more content than I can cover in 2 weeks. But I'm going to try to cover as much as I can and give y'all some good laughs and stuff through shorts and stuff. So, y'all look forward to that. And until the next one, that's LOG.